Welcome back, everyone here to Brax Talks. Today got a very special video for you guys. We are going to be talking about what is next for the Yankees. Obviously, signed Carlos Rodon, last move that we made. Absolutely awesome move. Super stoked about bringing in Carlos Rodon. Excellent pitcher. And that happened Thursday night. It is now Monday night. And it's been pretty quiet since then. Obviously, I'm sure the Yankees are very busy. I'm definitely excited for Rodon's press conference and Judge's press conference as well. I wonder if they're going to be together, or maybe the Yankees are working on something to bring in a third player into that press conference and have all three. So who knows? But I'm excited for that, but I'm curious what's next for the Yankees. Christian, obviously it's got to be left field, you think. But I mean, what do you think's next? I mean, what do you got?
Left field's the obvious option, and that's really what we're talking about. But I will tell you this. I would not be surprised if Cashman pulls out one of his blindside trades. So I'm assuming it's going to be a left fielder. Right now, I think the two favorites are Kepler and Conforto for the Yankees. We'll get into that a little more later. But I would say I'm kind of just itching for another move. And
yeah, I know. It's kind of like we brought in Judge, and that was like it really is like a drug, Christian. And I thought about this the other day. It's a drug. It's a drug. We brought in Judge, and that was absolutely huge. It definitely cured our craving right off the bat for at least like 3 days, right? Bringing back Judge, and then we're like, all right, what's next? Brian Rodon cured our craving, and now it's like our craving's starting to wear off, and it's like, it's starting to come back alive, and we're like, what's next?
Ryan, I'll put it to you this way. Judge was our Christmas gift. Him and Rodon, really. I think, because I know we kept saying after Judge, I was like, I just need to get Rodon, then I'll be happy. And now I'm like, all right, I just need a left fielder, then I'll be happy. I legitimately think if the Yankees, they go out and get a left fielder, I'll say, okay, now I can start looking at 2023, putting the lineup together, the roster, and having fun with that. But until we have someone slotted in at left field, because I don't think of Oswaldo Cabrera as a left fielder. I mean, he came up as an infielder. He's like a really good shortstop.
He could play. No, he could play. He could play.
I understand he did well in the outfield, and that's awesome for him. He's a great athlete. That's why. But just because he played so awesome in the outfield, I'm not penciling him in as our left fielder.
No, I agree.
It's his first season, his first full season in Major League Baseball. So I don't like the idea of penciling him as our opening day left fielder. As our utility man and backup or fourth outfielder, fine, but not as our opening day.
No, I think he could play. First of all, he wasn't just good in the outfield. He was elite. He was insane in the outfield. He was throwing guys out left and right out there. He can play a very good outfield. No doubt in my mind about that. The thing is with me, I just think it's a little bit of I think it's a waste because you're kind of stripping him away from that utility role, which is really his game. I know he came up as an infielder, but at this point, he can play anywhere. But it's just like you're kind of locking him in. Listen. I don't know if the Yankees make some crazy trade, and it's like a 3-team trade, and they trade one of their infielders. Maybe they get like a new second baseman or something, and then you have to stick with Cabrera in left field. That's different. But no doubt in my mind, Cabrera can play a very good left field. I just don't like the idea of locking him into one position, really. So we'll see what they do. There's certainly there's a lot of lot of
Go ahead.
options. A lot of options. We made a video, 8 different options for the Yankees in left field, one of them including Oswaldo Cabrera. And since that video, I found maybe 3 more options, right? So there's a lot of options out there. So we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. And there hasn't been any news at all on what they're going to do at left field. So maybe the Yankees are still thinking about it, because there is a lot of options on the table. I know Brantley and Benintendi both left. They're not on the table anymore. And I know those were like the big guys per se, unless you go out and trade for Brian Reynolds. But there is a flurry of other guys that, aren't on their level, but they're left fielders. And they can play at the big league level. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know.
If I had to guess, I would say Cashman, the front office, they're going to take their time. Judge was on a clock. Rodon was on a clock. Like, they had to get this done. Now the Yankees have, 2 months? 2.5 months to get a left fielder? I don't think the Yankees are rushing and throwing prospects out there. No, they're going to assess all the options. They're going to look at the Diamondbacks guys. They're going to look at Max Kepler. They're going to look at the remaining free agents. And they're going to decide what's best. They're in no rush. So, I would say my current priority and favorite is Max Kepler and Michael Conforto. Now, I know you are very, you don't necessarily agree with the Max Kepler part, and we'll get to that in a second. But my stance on left field is take someone with a high upside, and if they're injury prone or maybe it's a risk reward, then fine. Because, all right, I have Oswaldo Cabrera as my backup. So, say Michael Conforto, either he doesn't find it after not playing baseball in a full year, or he gets injured again. All right, that's fine. I'm throwing out Oswaldo Cabrera back in left field, and I'm still feeling pretty good about the Yankees lineup. Max Kepler, a guy who's kind of been on the downhill trend for a while now. He had the potential. We've seen it. Though he has some cool underlying numbers that would make you feel somewhat good about him. He plays excellent defense. All right, fine. Let me go on the opening day with him as my left fielder, both lefties, and see what they got. And if it doesn't work out, you have Oswaldo Cabrera.
Yeah, no, listen, Christian, first of all, I feel like we should make a video before the season. I'm very high on Oswaldo Cabrera. I fully expect him to have a breakout year this year. I think he's an excellent talent. The versatility with him, being able to play almost every position on the diamond, even played first base last year, is pretty incredible. And it's not like he diminishes at another position. He's really good at all positions he plays. Saw him making him a Derek Jeter jump throw at shortstop, then throwing out guys from right field. Is really, really good. So I'm definitely excited about him. So yeah, at left field, if he's the one who's coming in and being the backup at left field while he's bouncing around other positions, because I expect him to play probably I think maybe 4 or 5 times a week. But we'll see. But if he does play left field, I'm confident wherever he plays. So I love Cabrera. So that's that. He actually liked our story the other day. I gave him a shout out complimenting his swing, and he liked it.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
That was pretty cool. Now, this is, I'll tell you, it's a cool thought, but I'll tell you what I don't like about it. And I've said this before. Ramon Laureano, I don't know his exact stats. I know he's not amazing. I know he's not awful. He's a righty, and that's plain and simple. And if you have a righty in left field, you're the 2020-2021 Yankees all over again. Anthony Rizzo is your only lefty or even switch hitter in the lineup. I'm a big believer in the righty-lefty, just having a good variation of those in both the lineup and the starting rotation. So I don't like the idea of Rizzo being the only lefty, and that's why pretty much all the rumors about left fielders, all the guys who we're talking about are lefties, because it's simply one of the Yankees' needs right now.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly need to get a lefty. I don't think they'd totally be like the 2021 Yankees just because their lineup's a lot better than it was then. But it would definitely be a weak point for them, and pitchers would definitely try to attack that. I don't think it would be as bad, but it would certainly be a weakness, and it's not something you want going into the playoffs. You do have the trade deadline, though, which is another thought.
What?
You do have the trade deadline. Now, you could, and I've been thinking about this, if there's, options out there that you're like, what? Like, there's a lot of risk out there at left field. You know it, and I know it. We all know it. Most of, if not all, the left fielders on the market, you're bringing them in with a big question mark. Whether that be a Conforto, a Kepler. The D-backs guys, not so much maybe, but they're a lot younger and you'd have them for a while. So that's, you have to give up more to get them. So that's a little different. But obviously Reynolds is great, but there's a big question mark. And do you want to sign Conforto to a 1-year deal? Give him like $10 million, something like that, and he stinks. You're not gonna. I don't think they'll just outright release him. So they'd have to somehow trade him at the deadline. I don't even know if you could trade a guy like that with 1 more year left on his deal. Unless you're paying. I don't even know. So something you could do is roll into the season with Oswaldo Cabrera as your starting left fielder. Sign someone on the bench who can sign a backup left fielder, a backup outfielder to sit on the bench, so when you want to move Oswaldo Cabrera around, you can stick him in left field. And then Cabrera could play shortstop, someone could sit. Stick with Cabrera as the primary left fielder for a chunk of the season, big chunk of the season, and then at the trade deadline, go out and strengthen your team and get a real, solid, legitimate guy who plays left field consistently. And then you would have a big addition going into the playoffs, hopefully, and you definitely strengthen your team, and it would give Oswaldo Cabrera more flexibility to move around, and maybe someone like that could be Ian Happ. So definitely, like, with the options right now, I think it could be definitely a real possibility that the Yanks just sit tight and wait till the trade deadline. Because it's definitely something GMs take into account. Billy Beane used to say, like, the first half of the season is just seeing what his team is. Then the second half is, all right, seeing what his team is, how can I make that better? And then the third half, it's what you got, see what happens, all right? So maybe look to the trade deadline where you want to make an upgrade, because at that point, you're going to know, okay, the guy we're trading for is legit. Let's bring him in. He can help our team.
Look, I like the thought, but I don't like it. The trade deadline, especially for a team like the Yankees, you should be going into the season feeling confident at every position, which the Yankees are in a position to do. They're not rebuilding. Like, they're right there. So the Yankees should be going into the season feeling confident with every position on the field, and then you can use the trade deadline to fix either a spot where that's not shaping out how you thought it was going to be, or to improve on something that's already good. I don't think the Yankees, and look, again, I'm not saying that I don't trust Oswaldo Cabrera. I just think he's better in the utility role, and I really think there's going to be spots open for him. We don't know how healthy DJ is going to be. If Donaldson has that same production, like, there's going to be spots. We don't know how the rookies are going to do. So there's going to be spots for Oswaldo Cabrera. I'm confident in that. I'm not saying stick him on the bench. I don't want him in the lineup. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying I want a left fielder playing left field next season, not the Yankees minor league shortstop who they converted, who did a great job. He's better in a utility role. Some other names that got thrown out there. You talked about Austin Meadows. another one, Jerickson Profar.
Jerickson
Profar. David Peralta. All those guys lefties. Bring a little something different to the table. I'll tell you, Ryan, I wouldn't mind our left fielder to be
Brett Gardner.
Sort of like Brett Gardner. I made a tweet about that. My ideal left fielder would probably be like a Benintendi-esque guy. Good defense.
But there's no
contact. No, I know you're not going to get someone as good as that.
Yeah, I know.
I'd say opposed to maybe the Dalton Varsho, Austin Meadows, maybe a guy like Jerickson
Oh my God, it's Jerickson
Profar or Jake McCarthy from the Diamondbacks. Even though their expected numbers aren't that great and their exit velocities aren't up there, the Yankees already have enough guys on their team that can do that. I think a lefty that'll hit for a high average, that'll put the ball in play, that is fast, and that plays good defense, I think that could really benefit the Yankees lineup.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm just concerned you bring someone in, and then, the last thing the Yankees need is to bring another guy in who doesn't produce. You already know what you're gonna have with Oswaldo Cabrera. He's gonna play really well at left field. He's gonna play really well wherever you put him. I don't care that he came up as shortstop. He can play every position very, very well. You know what you got with him. He's gonna be a good player. Probably gonna be better than what we saw last year. Because it's kind of his second season. I know he came up late, but he's gonna have more experience and whatnot. But you know what you're gonna get, and then you can actually get someone who you can fully trust at the trade deadline, because they're gonna put up, significant numbers if you're gonna go out and acquire them. And if the Yankees bring someone in who's not good, we're doing another Aaron Hicks, another Josh Donaldson, another Joey Gallo again, and we're just waiting for this guy to get off our team. And then it's June, and Oswaldo Cabrera's taking over full time, and this guy's sitting on the bench, and we can't do anything with him. That's the last thing I need happening. That's the last thing the Yankees need happening. And Oswaldo Cabrera could take in, and it would be fine. But then it's like, how do we get this guy off the team? Now, is that a risk we're willing to take? I don't know. One guy could come in here and play really, really well and do just what we need them to do. And we're not asking them to do a lot. All right, so there's a big difference. It's not like we're asking him and come in here and hit 30 home runs and we're screwed. No. We're asking him to come in here and do his job and play to the back of his baseball card if we're bringing him in, correct? If we're bringing one of these left fielders out in free agency, or we're going to trade for a guy before the season here, play to the back of your baseball card. Play to what you have been as a career hitter. Play to that. Play to the back of your baseball card. So I don't know. I'm not saying the Yankees should do that, but they're definitely got to take their time with this and assess all of the options. Because, there's a lot of guys out there with question marks. Brian Reynolds would really be the only guy, if the Yankees brought in, that you'd be like, all right, this guy's stud, 100% confident. A lot of these, Kepler, Conforto, there are question marks there, especially Meadows, too, another question mark. Big, there's concern. It's not big concern necessarily, but there's definitely some red flags, definitely some concerns. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm definitely getting excited to see what they do in left field. Also, they're not going to be done necessarily at left field. They still got to figure out what they're going to do on their bench. They are going to have guys rotating in and out with DJ and Oswaldo. So someone's going to be sitting every day, kind of like they did early last year. But who's going to be a bench bat? Are they going to bring back Matt Carpenter? I would be shocked if they brought back Marlon Gonzalez just because they have Oswaldo now. But, who are they going to bring in on the bench? And I do expect them to bring in another reliever in some capacity, whether it's just depth piece, you know, and who knows, maybe they just, you know, let a few guys try it in spring training. But I do expect them to maybe bring in another reliever, figure out what's going to happen on the bench and left field. So there's still a couple things they need to do, but left field would really be the, like you said, Christian, okay, here we go. This is the majority of our team. This is what we got.
Yeah, and again, as I said at the beginning, they have time for left field. This is not something that has to get done by Christmas. There's no deadline. I mean, the Yankees, we saw them pull off a Jose Trevino trade. When was that? During spring training?
It was literally like 3 days before. It was like 5 days before the season started.
Yes, and left field, you're probably going to want to know who your opening day left fielder is before spring training. But, like, there's no deadline other than the trade deadline, even, as Ryan was saying. You can go in with Oswaldo Cabrera and then wait and go get someone at the deadline. And if you want to get Ian Happ, he's probably only going to be available at the trade deadline. I assume the Cubs,
unless you blow the Cubs away with an offer in the beginning.
which the Yankees, that's not their style. So I'd say the Cubs, they're probably going to try and offer Ian Happ an extension and see how they're doing as a team up until the trade deadline. If they're not doing great, then they're probably, and they can't get an extension with him, I assume they're going to trade him at the deadline. So if you want to get Ian Happ, that's going to be your time. And I mean, the Yankees need to make a move, Ryan. Like, even if they don't trade for left fielder, they got to clear up space on the 40-man.
Yeah, so, no, they do. They do. Yeah, they do. Also, another thing, I'm pretty excited for the young kids to come up this year. We got a lot of young guys that are going to at least come up this year. Volpe's going to be up at some point, which, I mean, you got to be absolutely stoked for that. Not Cabrera. You're going to have like a full year of Peraza, basically. He'll probably make the roster. He could definitely be someone you put on the bench for like opening, you know, to start like the season or something like that. Or you could just roll him in as your starting shortstop, which I would certainly love to see as well. Excuse me. But Andres Chaparro is expected to make his debut. If you haven't heard that name, look the guy up. He's pretty good. So yeah, I think a couple pitching prospects as well. So I'm pretty excited. And Greg Weissert could definitely, you know, have a full
interested
season.
To see a full season of him. He was dominant in the minors. I don't know, his strikeout numbers were ridiculous.
Well, after his one bad outing against Oakland, he was really solid.
He was solid, but you didn't feel that comfortable with him. Granted, it was his first season in the big leagues, so, I mean, it's very rare for a rookie to come up like a Ron Marinaccio, and we're like, have full faith in this guy. But I am excited to see Greg Weiser. His slider,
Christian,
filthy.
Yeah, it's a dream watching that slider. Christian, what do you think of this? Giving Brett Gardner a tryout. Giving him a tryout, seeing what he can do.
I love Gardy. I really do love Gardy. And I wonder how he would do. If we put him on a Major League Baseball team in 2023.
Christian, Gardy's like a guy, like, yeah, let's say, like, Yankees need a left fielder or something going in the World Series. Get Brett Gardner. Just like do it. So,
Austin Wells. This is another. I am really excited.
Christian, what did I say? I think he's going to be one of the best, if not the best, Yankee prospect we had so far in the top 10. This guy rakes. He eats, sleeps, and you know what else? Rakes. All the guy does is hit. He's a catcher. He's really good. So he should definitely come up at some point too. So the kids are gonna get their feet wet. So I'm really excited. And great depth to have as well. So I would definitely like to see Austin Wells up there, and I think he will at some point, maybe the end of the year. But
because he's still in Double-A, right?
Yeah, he's in Double-A, but he's been like jumping like this through the system. And he has that awesome stash. Awesome stash. You'll see it in spring training, guys. Definitely, if you're guys plan to watch any spring training games this year, definitely look out to watch him, Volpe as well. Definitely stay tuned to watch both those guys.
Yeah, the catching position, kind of curious what they're gonna do, but also I kind of feel like I know what they're gonna do, and that's just have the same thing. Trevino, back up Higgy, see what's the deal with work then. Like,
yeah, no, I'd agree. I mean, early on, like in the middle of last year, or towards the end, I was like, all right, I think it's time. Higgy's gonna he's gonna be making more money. Might have to let him go, see what Rutherford can do. Higgy really started to play well though towards the end of last season, right? He really did start to play well. I think he hit like 300 the month of September. Actually got a couple starts in the playoffs. He's very familiar with that staff, right? He's familiar with the staff. He's been with the organization for a long time now. Let's just keep Higgy back there. That's kind of where I've my conclusion I've come up with. Let's keep Higgy there. Higgy and Trevino, they were a really good combo last year. Come on, let's keep them. Higgy and Trevino, they're like best friends in the clubhouse and stuff. Let's keep them. I definitely have come to the conclusion I want Higgy to stay, and I guess we'll keep Rortvet in AAA. He can start there, and we'll see what Rortvet can do, because Rortvet has to prove himself as well, Christian. I mean, he missed a huge chunk of last season, and he has to prove it too. And if he proves it in AAA, come next year, he'll be really the backup catcher,
Yeah, and he's a lefty, like good defensive metrics, but he played however many games in AAA last year. I don't even think he was that good. So, look, you got to prove yourself. You're not just getting the backup catcher job. We do have some good news, and I'm seeing this on Twitter now. Judge press conference is Wednesday. So that, yeah.
What does he mean they're making an all-out push?
I don't know. Maybe about something else, but it is on Twitter.
Christian, I am super pumped to see Judge again. We haven't heard from Judge since the season ended, and I am absolutely pumped to see what Judge has to say about him being so loyal. So loyal. He's the man. Can't wait to hear his voice again, so definitely pumped for that. I'll probably be at school when that happens, but definitely recording that, and I will watch it.
I wonder if he gets announced captain
at the press conference. That would be awesome. Hopefully they could get like Jeter in there too. And that would be sick. Imagine Jeter gives.
I feel like that's where it would come at the press conference, right?
The press conference. Well, well. In 2003, when Jeter got named captain, and this is a George thing, when Jeter got named captain, the Yankees were in a losing streak. It was like the middle of the season. They were in like a losing streak. They weren't playing well, and then Steinbrenner needed to fire up the team, and he named Judge captain. So, Jeter. Yeah, that was Jeter in the middle of the season. So we'll see. I mean, it could be like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't really tell you.
It does not seem like a Brian Cashman, Hal Steinbrenner thing to do something like out of anger or just out of spite, No.
I wasn't saying that. No, I was just using an example saying, well,
I feel like this would make the most sense for Hal Steinbrenner. He's got it all planned out. We're gonna announce giving Aaron Judge the captain title.
Yeah, credit to Hal spending money. Gotta love it, Hal. I'm definitely happy with Hal.
I'll tell you, people are still calling Hal Steinbrenner cheap.
Silly.
He will never.
Listen.
There's nothing he can do except.
Listen. My problem has never been with Hal Steinbrenner spending money. It's been why is Cashman still here as the GM, and that's always been my problem. But the Yankees are making the right move so far. Re-signing Judge was epic. Then strengthening that rotation, getting Carlos Rodon was awesome. And they're making the right moves so far. Making the right moves. So I can't really complain right now.
I'm with you.
I'm just... Judge gives me chills thinking Judge is a Yankee for life. It's just like...
Not arson.
No, not arson. It's just...
That'll be a funny tweet forever. How do you feel about Frankie Montas going into next season?
Optimistic. That's
really
optimistic. Yeah, I mean that's all there is to it. I mean, he wasn't good last year. He was injured, probably playing through an injury. See what he does. That's really all I can give you there.
That's how I was feeling 2 weeks ago, and then I've just seen like more and more stuff on it, and I'm not feeling great about it. But at the end of the day, you're gonna roll in with him as your 5, and you're gonna see what he does. But that's kind of it.
I wish we re-signed Benny. I wish we re-signed Benny too. I was so bummed when he left. I heard some things that the Yankees offered like 4 years, 63. They didn't want to go 5 years. White Sox, you know, I get it. I get the Yankees didn't want to go 5 years, but Benintendi's a really good player. So once I heard that, I was pretty concerned because I was like, someone's going to go 5 years for Andrew Benintendi. Come on. So the White Sox did, and they got him. So, you know.
I don't know if it was necessarily worth 5 years. I loved Andrew Benintendi, but I don't know if he's worth that contract.
75.
We don't know.
I would have done it. I would have done it.
You're a big Benny guy, and a lot of Yankee fans were really attached to him. So.
Yeah, because he's like an awesome guy. He's just awesome.
People like the whole like Johnny Damon type story arc to it. Because I mean, he played 30 games for the Yankees, like, and it wasn't
pretty good.
He was amazing in those. He was probably like average. So.
No, he was not average. He was really good. I mean, he got off to a bit of a slow start, but then he was really... I mean, he was really good. I mean, he hit that... I mean, especially that series against the Mets. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Dalton Varsho?
Hey, you want to talk, you know, hitting 300 home runs in a season. We bring this guy in here. Oh, man. I mean, we could go nuts with the power.
Yeah. Again, as I said earlier, though, I wouldn't mind just the sort of like scrappy lefty contact bat, you know, on left. Good defense.
McCarthy's that guy. That guy.
And he's really young. He's ridiculously fast, so.
Christian, what about you in left field? Can you play left field?
No, I'm an infielder, but...
I'm also an infielder, so me and Christian can't really do that for you. You need to be playing us out of position. I know some guys that are left fielders, though. I know some. Alright, we'll wrap this up here in a couple minutes. Yeah, so, I mean, we'll see what they do. I'd say be patient. I wouldn't totally expect to move right away. But something I would look out for is, obviously... Buster Olney and Michael Kay said it a while ago, how the Yankees are working on something bigger than Rodon. Whether that's, you know, BS or something, and it's not going to happen. Not saying it's BS by Michael Kay or Buster Olney, just saying in general it just didn't happen. Then it just didn't happen. But are the Yankees working on something big? Because it looks like conversations die down about that. Is there something bigger they're working on? And guys, do not just stay locked into the mindset that the Yankees are like, all right, we're getting a left fielder. Might add a bullpen arm. If we do, please get Andrew Chafin. That's another story. I'll be talking about Andrew Chafin for another 30 minutes, so I'm not even going to go there. That's how much I want him. But don't stay locked into that mindset because Brian Cashman... One thing he's known for is making that sneaky move. That move that you never expected. Who even had the thought pop into their head that Josh Donaldson was going to be a Yankee in 2022 last year? How, like, what? And the Twins were gonna trade for IKF and then trade him to the Yanks the next. Like, no one in the planet thought about that, except for Brian Cashman. Okay, but definitely stay tuned, because I'll tell you one thing, folks. Brian Cashman will not be hesitant to make that sneaky move, and then we're like, oh my gosh, this guy's a Yankee. Would you believe this? So I would not be surprised if the Yankees make a sneaky move. So I wouldn't say just stay locked into that mindset. Left fielder, maybe bullpen arm, then we're done. I definitely could see the Yankees doing something big, especially since they've started out this offseason making big moves, bringing back the MVP, best player in the league, Aaron James Judge, and then bolstering that rotation with Carlos Rodon. So, what's next? We're gonna find out.
I think I'll leave you guys with this. Sean thinks it's Max Kepler.
That's not bigger than Rodon. For left field, though, maybe.
No, well, the bigger than Rodon thing, I'm calling no. It's not happening, okay? First off, that doesn't happen with the Yankees. That's not like Cashman. I'm calling BS on that.
Why? What if it's another big G trade or something? We get like... What if it's Brian Reynolds?
Look, you could think whatever you want, Ryan. Really, I'm serious. You could think whatever you want. And I'll respect that. And anyone in the chat can think whatever they want. But I don't think there's a big trade coming. If you asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have said yeah. But just seeing how it's played out, they got Rodon. I don't think there's a big trade coming.
Also, they have to clear up.
I do think some infielders are going to be moved.
Yeah, exactly. Someone is going to get moved. Hicks is going to get moved. You know, we're talking about all these left fielders and how they have, there's some question marks with them. There's concern. What if Cash is like, guys, stop! Stop! We're not bringing in that guy. We're getting Brian Reynolds. What if he just does that and we get Brian Reynolds? Come on.
I don't think it's Brian Reynolds. I think an infielder is going to get moved, though. I think IKF is going back to the Twins.
What?
I do. I don't know if it's going to be in a Max Kepler trade, but I do think he's going to be going back to the Twins. It's sort of my random prediction. On a more serious note, even though I'm being completely serious.
You actually think IKF? I think the Yanks will keep him. I think the Yanks will keep him.
Do you think the Twins traded for IKF with this trade already in mind?
To flip him?
Yes. Because...
I mean, I don't know. They immediately went and got Correa after. You don't just wake up and say, "Oh, I don't have a shortstop. Let me get Correa."
Maybe
I can't give you a definite answer, but
here,
I mean,
maybe the Rangers they weren't Yankees and the Rangers they weren't really clicking. You know, he goes to the Twins. Yanks are like, "Here, can we take IKF and we'll also take Donaldson's salary?" Twins are like, "All right, we'll pivot and go after Correa."
Maybe.
If that's the case, Twins like what they saw in IKF.
No, I mean...
They don't have a shortstop right now.
At this point, I would keep IKF. Come off the bench. Steal some bases. Could pitch run. I mean, he's like... I don't know. He doesn't have a spot, but I mean... I don't know. You could deal him. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't even know, honestly. To be honest,
the infielders is getting dealt. Period. They're not going to keep all of them. I don't think. They're not. But we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm trying to stay patient here. It's just like, what is next? What is next?
I don't know.
Aaron Hicks, he's going to get moved. So.
I hope.
Yeah, but I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for the 2023 team. I'm gonna have Harrison Bader for a full year. I bought his jersey. Love Harrison Bader. I'm
excited to see a full season of him.
He's awesome. Love Bader.
Yeah.
Excited. Definitely gonna get a Rodon jersey. Got it.
I think I will. I'm probably gonna purchase a Rodon jersey too. I think I'll be purchasing a Volpe jersey.
Christian,
I need to know the number though. I can't do it until
I will be purchasing a Volpe jersey as well. Christian, guys, you need to like the video so we can afford these jerseys. I mean, you gotta watch it. I mean, we want to get these jerseys. And if you leave 2 likes, we'll give away a jersey. Definitely I'm planning to do a giveaway in the near future. Maybe even this season, we'll do a giveaway. I just gotta line some things up. But, because I definitely want to give back to you guys. Because you guys, the continued support is unbelievable. But, like I've said to you, Christian, and I'll wrap this up. I know we've kind of strayed along for a while. I want Anthony Volpe to wear number 0. And Yankees Avenue, Dan Rourke, he mentioned this first, and I love the idea. It's the last single digit number that's not retired by the Yankees. I didn't even think the Yankees would allow a player to wear 0, but they did for Adam Ottavino, so it's available. And just, if Volpe, he came up with the Yankees, came through the system, if he plays most or if not all his career with the Yankees, to have that retired, or his whole career with the Yankees for that matter, to have his number retired and have all the single digits retired would be pretty cool. So, I do want Volpe to wear 0. I do. I think that'd be really, really cool.
I like the idea of it. I had a stupid idea, which you didn't like, but I'm still kind of on it. 90 is the new 0.
No,
90 through 99 is the new single digits.
Listen,
started by Judge.
Judge, I love Judge with 99. No one can wear 99 better in all of sports than Aaron Judge. Wanna know why? Because he's tall, he's big, and he has that, video game numbers. Everything is maxed out, 99 overall, which really should be 100 for Judge. But everything's, maxed out 99 overall. He's so tall. It's, the highest number. It is, the perfect number for Aaron Judge. Perfect number. But, no one, I don't know.
I said it was stupid. It's an idea. Still kind of caught up.
Hey, a lot of Yankees, though. You are onto something, because, that and the Yankees have so many retired numbers, which is the real fact.
Marinaccio. How about the Yankees?
Peraza, 91.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll be honest. They look nice on the jersey. They do.
Look at how the Yankees treat their rookies. They give their star shortstop the number 99, and his major league debut comes in the top of the 9th in a blowout.
Wait, but Judge is wearing 99.
What do you mean?
Well, they can't give Volpe 99.
No, I'm talking about how they treated Peraza. They give him, 91?
Yeah, you said 99.
91. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up. This is our last live before Christmas and the holiday break. So we'll probably...
Oh, thanks, Michelle. You're the GOAT as well. We're not the GOAT. You're the GOAT. Just saw that.
Along with Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
We'll probably be coming out with 1 or 2 more videos before Christmas. Then we'll be taking a 1-week break or whatever. And then after that, it's kind of transitioning. Rosters are getting set. January. January is going to be kind of.
Hey guys.
Then we start transitioning to the season, and we can start.
Yeah, and we'll talk about our roster, talk about our season predictions, talk about our breakout guys, players that we think are going to break out, which is all going to be super fun. And guys, the final thing here, I'll leave you to this: the first spring training game for the Yankees is February 25th.